Yeah, well, we are very bullish, especially following the positive phase 1 data that was reported by the NIH today. Just quoting Dr. Fauci from a recent interview from National Geographic, he said that he believes a vaccine could be available as early as January next year. And the company that's developing it, Moderna, hopes to start a phase 2 study this quarter and even a phase 3 study this summer. So really the development of this vaccine is living up to the massive need, and we're really seeing a very rapid development path for this vaccine.
Ted, tell us a little bit about Moderna. We know it's one company of the many that are working on a vaccine candidate, and lesser known, with less resources than, say, a J&J, who's pouring $1 billion into this and have everybody working on it. What's special about Moderna? What's their edge? What sort of technology do they use, and what's their background?
Yeah, great question, Sarah. So Moderna is a messenger RNA company. And what's really important about this is RNA is what is the basis for the SARS-CoV-2 virus. So it's really a good way to present information to the immune system in the case of a vaccine. Now, Moderna is actually developing several vaccines for other diseases such as CMV and RSV. So it's actually a place where we believe this technology is ideally suited. Now, you kind of put all that together with a massive need that's evolved as a result of SARS-CoV-2 and the COVID-19 pandemic. And you really see now how the company has put a lot of effort into rapidly advancing. They were the first company actually to deliver vaccine to the NIH for the phase 1 study, and now are the first company to deliver phase 1 data. Importantly, too, they received a $483 million contract from BARDA, which is part of the DoD, to help fund development of this vaccine. And they also recently entered into a big contract with Lonza, the manufacturer, and their goal is to be able to produce 1 billion doses a year by sometime next year. So it's really an area where the technology meets the need, and now they've put in all these additional pieces to help advance the development.
Ted, to Sarah's point, there's a lot of competition out there, of course, which is great for all of us in terms of trying to find a vaccine. For your bullish outlook on the stock and the over $100 price target, does Moderna need to be both first and best with its vaccine, or as long as they get some kind of approval at some point in the next year or two, does that justify your price target?
Yeah, well, you know, the interesting thing is, since people who haven't been exposed to the virus have no natural antibodies, the first one, really, any increase in antibodies is protective and is a benefit. And what they showed today in the phase 1 study was that at the lowest dose, they actually were able to get antibodies to the level of people who are recovering from COVID-19. And at the higher dose of 100 micrograms, they were able to exceed that. So we've already seen that these lower doses are safe, and now that they're showing immunogenicity. So, you know, I think they will be the first one there. Truthfully, the need for this on a planetary basis, on a global basis, far exceeds 1 billion. And it could be very interesting to see whether or not SARS-CoV-2 becomes something where it really is a seasonal vaccination that's required, almost like the flu. So there's still more answers, more questions to be answered, but this is a really important first step in terms of what we got from the NIH today.
Talk about how your conversations with investors and how this is sort of renewed excitement in the entire biotech space, the headlines and the innovations, and just how different it is for you right now in terms of covering that, and who's getting in on the action.
Yeah, absolutely. So I've been at Piper Sandler for 17 years, and this really is one of the most exciting times for all of biotech. And this one company is really exemplifying the innovation that's taking place in this sector more broadly, and really the ability, the strategic and even the societal importance of what biotech is doing. In terms of investors, we've got some people who are short, who are screaming at us about this one, but there's some people who are really excited about this opportunity. I had one investor telling me this morning, he asked me, how much has COVID-19 cost the U.S. economy? Trillions of dollars. So tell us about the fix of a couple $1 billion vaccine that can actually get the country back into a more normal situation. And you can really see the value add from a product like this.